with regard to the Vietnamese boat people, those who are genuine refugees, and that is determined again by the United Nations, will not be returned. Those who are illegal immigrants will be returned. And it is customary international law for countries to receive their own immigrants back into their country. And if the right honourable gentleman is suggesting that we ever get to a position when you cannot return illegal immigrants to their country of origin, then he is proposing international chaos.
In a striking exchange during a question and answer session in Parliament, former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher offered a characteristically unflinching response to concerns raised over the handling of illegal immigration. Her remarks, delivered with the rhetorical precision that long defined her tenure, underscored a growing tension within British politics over sovereignty, international law, and national security. The moment came as an MP challenged the government's stance on repatriating individuals residing in the UK illegally. Without hesitation, Thatcher reaffirmed a fundamental tenet of international governance. Those who are illegal immigrants will be returned. Under normal international law, countries have to take their own immigrants back to their countries. It was a reminder, both to her parliamentary colleagues and to the watching public, that despite the softening of rhetoric in some political corners, the iron core of British immigration policy remained intact. Thatcher's words cut through the ambient noise of legal complications and bureaucratic hurdles, returning the issue to first principles. That national borders mean little without the enforcement of entry and exit. Indeed, her critique exposed a widening fault line in global governance. As migration flows intensify and the line between refugee, economic migrant, and illegal entrant becomes increasingly blurred, many nations are facing resistance from origin countries, reluctant or outright refusing to reaccept their nationals. If this trend continues, as Thatcher implied, it could render deportation policies toothless, turning national borders into revolving doors rather than lines of sovereign authority. But Thatcher's rebuttal wasn't aimed at eroding asylum principles. Rather, it was a defense of the rule of law. Illegal is the operative word here, and in Thatcher's view, to allow unlawful residents to become de facto permanent status is to render immigration laws meaningless. Her comments implied that if the international community drifts into a model where repatriation is no longer enforceable, then the entire system, not just Britain's, begins to unravel. The political implications of her remarks are profound. With immigration remaining a top concern among voters, her statement offers a reference point for conservatives seeking to reclaim control over national borders. At the same time, it places pressure on international institutions and origin countries to cooperate, or risk becoming complicit in the erosion of order that Thatcher so starkly outlined.
On what would be normal leave to go and see family members because they say, well, you're too high profile now. It will cause too much of a stir. You made her high profile. You made her an example. This isn't just a case of somebody being used as a pawn in a game. This is genuine wickedness. This is evil.
It really is. And when she said, well, look, can't I even get out on license to see my kid? 12-year-old Edie is their daughter. There's one or two problems with her because, she's reacting badly to the fact her mum's inside. So the family said, could she just come out and see her kid? Oh, no. Why is that? They said to her, well, you're Lucy Connolly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is wicked. She shouldn't be in there in the first place by anybody's standards, writing an angry message to nobody on social media. She wasn't inciting violence. She wasn't issuing instructions to go and do things. She just wrote something out of passion and anger and then deleted it. Yeah. There is no way that for me is anything. It's not even the police coming to knock on your door, let alone a 32-month prison sentence where you're not allowed out on license. It is pure, unadulterated evil. And this needs to be spoken about a lot more. And congratulations to Alison Pearson, who's the one who did the interview with the family in the first place. and actually has campaigned for this woman relentlessly. It is a disgrace that this is happening in our society. It makes me want to cry. The lives that are affected, her daughter, her husband, her livelihood, her own life, the damage that this is causing. And yet we hear all the time of rapists and paedophiles and gun gangsters and under warlords who are all not being deported because of right to family life. Son doesn't like chicken nuggets. Oh, it'll be bad on their mental health if they go back to their home country because they frown upon rapists there. This woman's not even a criminal.
Yeah, she's got no criminal record, no track record of violence, nothing. As Ray just said, between the two of them, their entire criminal record is one of them's got 3 points on their license. I think that might be Ray. That's it. This woman presents no threat, no danger to society whatsoever, but she's being kept inside. As an example, as you...
The case of Lucy Connolly, a woman reportedly denied leave to visit her 12-year-old daughter while serving a prison sentence for a social media post, has ignited a firestorm of public anger and renewed concerns about freedom of speech, judicial overreach, and the political culture gripping Britain. Connolly, whose conviction stems from a controversial post on X, formerly Twitter, regarding the Southport unrest, has become a lightning rod in a debate that now stretches far beyond her individual case. As details emerge, many are asking a chilling question. She was made an example of. An example for what? According to reports, Connolly's application for temporary release to see her daughter, who has reportedly suffered emotional distress during her mother's incarceration, was denied without clear explanation. The decision has drawn scathing criticism from civil liberties campaigners, opposition MPs, and members of the public who view it as a grossly disproportionate punishment for a non-violent offense. The comment in question, posted in the immediate aftermath of the Southport disturbances, has not been publicly disclosed in full due to legal restrictions. However, sources indicate it was sharply critical of local law enforcement and allegedly inciting unrest, a claim her supporters reject outright as politically motivated suppression. What makes the case even more incendiary is the growing belief that Connolly is being used as a cautionary tale, not because of what she did, but because of what she represents. A working-class woman voicing political anger on social media, punished not to deter crime, but to silence the public. This perceived politicization of justice has echoes of broader concerns about Britain's drift toward authoritarianism under the banner of tolerance and community safety. Increasingly, critics say, state power is being wielded not to protect citizens, but to regulate thought. And for Lucy Connolly, the consequences are no longer abstract. She sits behind bars, her daughter without her, and a country now reckoning with what many see as the weaponization of law. As pressure mounts for her release and for a wider inquiry into the misuse of social media laws, one thing is clear. Lucy Connolly may be just one case, but the tremors of her sentence are being felt nationwide. The question is no longer just about her. It's about us all. While the post may have been inflammatory, critics argue the government and judiciary have set a dangerous precedent by criminalizing expression. This is wicked and evil by labor, one campaigner told reporters outside the court. And it could happen to every single one of us. Indeed, the political implications of Connolly's case are hard to ignore. The Labour government has come under fire for what opponents describe as a growing tendency to silence dissent under the guise of social cohesion. Free speech advocates say that punishing citizens for online posts, especially with custodial sentences, marks a grim shift away from liberal democratic norms. Conservative MP Richard Tice issued a stark warning in the Commons. This is not about protecting the public. This is about punishing the public for speaking out. He went on to accuse Labour of turning the justice system into a tool of ideological enforcement.